Interior interrogation room. In cold steel chairs, two vastly different men sit at a table across from one another. The wall framing them contains a one-way mirror. The first, hulking and gorilla-like in posture, wears a black suit. A battered badge hangs from a chain around his neck. He presses a button on a tape recorder next to him, his eyes focused on the manila folder in his hands.
This is Agent Agus conducting the post-incident interview for Case 4 Omega 19. Please state your name for the record.
The second man shifts in his seat, leaning towards the microphone in front of him. His hair is damp and messy as if recently showered. He wears a pressed white t-shirt, gray sweatpants, and bargain bin white sneakers. My name is Todd Richards.
The suited man briefly looks up from the portfolio in his hand, raising an eyebrow.
Dave Stanford is a pen name. You know, like Mark Twain.
I'm very aware of what a pen name is, sir. Let's proceed. You were found trespassing in a restricted area. Tell us what it is you were doing there.
A few days ago, I got an email from a fan about it. They claimed there was an abandoned sewage plant that had been supposedly powering on and off at random points in the night. Usually, I would just chalk it up to hobos or teenagers. But this guy said he worked for the power company and that this place had been shut down since the 70s. He sent me pictures of his ID and everything, the whole 9 yards. I was in the area for a convention anyway, so I thought I'd make a quick stop on my way back home. I didn't mean any harm. I thought the caution tape was from when it was originally shut down.
The suited man scrawls a few notes onto the papers laid out in front of him.
And tell me, what made you think to cross into an area that was so clearly marked for you not to go into?
Curiosity. Stupidity. I don't know. It's like it wanted me to go inside. The building. I can't explain it. I didn't even realize I was climbing through the window till a shard of glass sliced my goddamn arm open.
Right. Explain to me what happened as you went further in.
I was trying to find a first aid kit. I assumed that there had to be one somewhere. You know, basic OSHA guidelines. Not like gauze and isopropyl go bad. So I went deeper. The first thing I noticed was it had been turning darker. The second was how soft the ground was getting. The floors were concrete at first, but further in I went, it became closer to clay. By the time I made it to the generator room, it was like I was trudging through mud.
And after that?
I noticed my shoes and pants were, I don't know how to describe it, shedding off. Anything that had touched the mud was sloughing off in like thin layers, and I know that's not how pants work. That's when I decided to cut my losses and get out of there.
And that's when you claim it began to, and I quote, come after you?
It was like a rip current. Every step I took, it was pulling me further and further deeper into the plan. I tried to run, but it just pulled me in faster. That's when I fell.
The agent flips to a different page and continues writing.
And what happened then?
Dave closes his eyes and gets quiet for a minute. That's when I found out it wasn't mud. The scene cuts to Dave in a dark corridor, attempting to pull himself through the hallway through fistfuls of gray mud. He tries to scream for help, but before the words can escape him, the mud begins torrenting down every orifice. I could feel them. I could hear them. Billions of these things. They were screaming back at me. Dave begins to tremble.
The man in the chair across from him bears him no mind.
It was then our specialists arrived on the scene, rescuing Mr. Richards from said life forms as described in post-incident form 4 Omega 19-AB. Mr. Richards, thank you for your time.
The agent stops recording, eyes still trained on the forms in front of him.
Dave looks at the man across the table. What the hell were those things?
We don't know, and it isn't our job to know. Our job is to make sure the general public doesn't.
The man turns over his sheet and continues his writing.
And we believe that you would do well in facilitating that.
What are you talking about?
Our agency employs people from all walks of life to help keep the facade up. You think the reason why Stephen King can't remember writing Cujo is because of the cocaine? Hell, it was probably the cocaine that stopped his brain from completely shattering at the sight of that abomination. It was never a dog, Todd. Do you understand me?
Dave stares at him, terror in his eyes.
So I offer you an opportunity. Join us and help blur the line.
And if I don't?
You'll be let go.
How can you fire me from a job I didn't take in the first place?
For the first time in their conversation, the agent looks up from the folder in front of him. There's no change in his expression, but in his eyes there's a look of pity.
Take the job, Mr. Stanford.
Dave meets his glare briefly, realization setting in. He looks down at the table in front of him. He thinks of his son. How's the insurance payout?
Ben will be taken care of.
Welcome back, everybody, to RP Jesters. I am your humble handler, Sky Swanson. And as always, I am joined by Mr. Andrew Frost.
Hi, Dave Stanford. Well, you might know me from my book Ghosts in the Machine, an investigation into the abandoned sewage treatment facility of Bridgeton, New Jersey.
Oh,
wow.
I am glad I put you first there. That is so good.
I thought you were going to say an adaptation of my favorite anime.
That's just it. Actually, Delta Green got
yes,
really mad
the general.
at me. Yeah.
The amount of lawsuits that came out of that.
Do you mean the major?
No, it's a joke because it's the major in the original.
I get it. Okay. Yummy!
Yummy!
Joined, as always, by the horrific Jonas Tintenseher.
Ainsley Henderson Munroe, agent receiver, transmitting 555-444-7777-833-66-444-664.
You can't say that.
That's a lot of repeating numbers.
You
what?
can't say that, Jonas. No.
I'll crack it on the edit.
It's really rude to give away my phone number like that.
Why is your phone number 30 characters long?
You know what? Why are you asking questions you don't want to know the answers to?
Oh. We're going to make a sanity check.
Exactly, and that's why I'm joined by Miss Rachel Kordell.
I don't know, it's more sad.
Oh, no.
But I'm the only one that remembered or that I have to pretend to forget.
Ooh.
I'm Remedy.
God.
Wait, Adler.
What is
good.
that? I
That's
know
on a
your
movie poster.
character, and I don't even know what that means. That
It's
freaked
so
me out.
foreboding. I don't like it.
And
Yikes.
finally, Mr. Casey Reardon.
It'd be Thomas Whittibane, a.k.a. Agent Rhino, looking for Redacted. And, a good Hibarito sandwich. A good Hibarito sandwich. My mistake.
I want a
Hibarito?
Hibarito sandwich.
Wait, is that a
Hibarito.
was that a Casey gaff or a Rhino
Nope.
gaff?
A Hibarito.
That
Okay.
was a classic Casey.
I couldn't tell if it was part of the
Casey
joke. I don't know
gaff.
what that is.
A little Casey goof.
All right, well, would you guys like a little recap?
Yeah.
I would love one.
Gimme,
So,
gimme, yummy,
Put me
yummy.
back in the horror.
Our agents, who work for the shadow organization Delta Green, an organization that, to quote one of my favorite movies, Hellboy, bumps back in the night against the horrors unknown, were sent to a place called Moosehead, Alaska, to examine the remains of one Mackenzie Stout, who had died 2 weeks prior, as well as the body of Jacob Smith, who had died earlier that day, both of which seemed to have suffered attacks from wild animals, claw marks all over their bodies. Rhino and Receiver went off to the Starlight Diner to go follow a couple of clues and a couple of signs that pointed them in that direction. There, they were stonewalled by the cook, but given some information by the friendly owner and waitress of the restaurant, Alexandra. Now in the diner, they have discovered a secret passageway that leads down underneath the diner into a pitch-black tunnel. And that is where we pick up. So the four of you have moved aside this counter. You discovered that it has these sort of rough-hewn wheels that can move on a barely perceptible track to reveal a trap door that then leads down into what looks like a cellar, maybe? It's a bit too dark right now to tell. What I want to know is, as the four of you are sort of standing around, I feel like there's this moment of silence, and what I want to know from each of you is, what is the expression you have right now, and sort of the thought running through your head, or the gut feeling you're having. Just a little bit of narrative from each one of you, and we'll keep these a little bit short. Rhino, what are you thinking right now?
Expression-wise, he is deadpan right now. He's pulling out his pistol, getting ready to descend downward, and he's kind of just looking around in general, making note of kind of all of the things that are in the kitchen, and he's going to be making note of everything that's like on the way down, just based off of his experience with the blob from his first interaction with anything supernatural. He has no idea what could be down here, but he has a very strong feeling that something is.
Receiver.
Much like on the plane and elsewhere in Moosehead that receivers are going through, she's trying very hard not to think about the situation. So she is focusing on preparing her equipment and running through Delta Green protocols in her head, just kind of Dune fear mantra style.
Yeah.
Fear
is the mind killer.
Yeah. But it's all a bunch of like
Praise the worms.
Random bullshit. And fiddling with her, setting up her tape recorder.
I like it. Remedy?
I mean, Remedy really wants this to be just a really fancy meat locker or something that is maybe unusual but standard.
A meat locker hidden underneath a counter under a trap door.
That's what it's what she wants. It's not what she knows it is. But she, just kind of has this last bit of hope that, like, maybe, it's not what it is. But
maybe
she is, maybe. Again, someone has to have the hope, right?
Yeah. And the look on her face right now?
She's just disappointed already. just
I like that.
Look of disappointment with hope.
Yeah. And then Rambler, what's going on in your head?
Rambler isn't too keen on the dark since his first interaction with the paranormal. And so he has the set of lights kind of wrapped around him ready to go.
Okay, yeah.
He's probably going to have to take it from him.
So those are definitely very uncumbersome. I want to hear the rest of your thoughts, but it is basically 8 floodlights with wiring to 2 car batteries. So you you could carry it all by yourself, but it is definitely going to be uncumbersome and not exactly like, whip out a flashlight and use it real fast.
Do you mean, wait, I don't, if they're uncumbersome.
Cumbersome.
Oh, sorry, cumbersome. Cumbersome.
They are, in fact.
It's like I weigh nothing at all.
It's one of those, I was like, I don't think this is like inflammable. I think that just means very easy to carry.
No. But the rest of your thoughts?
But no, that's the gist of it. He's ready to spring that whenever. Has he even mentioned to you guys about the lights yet, besides Remedy?
Well, you're carrying them, so
yeah.
It's not like we can't see them.
Yeah.
Probably mention them in the car ride.
Yeah, we probably definitely would have filled them in on what we saw.
Probably, definitely.
In
our tests.
Yeah. What we saw. Between the dead body and the thing in the room, I think we would have explained that, and then what we found in the bedroom.
Gotcha.
Okay, then you guys kind of get Rhino all the information about how Kelly Smith was not who she seemed to be. There was some sort of creature that escaped in the apartment. Didn't see it. There was some of its remains, its blood, something on the glass that when a flashlight was held super close to it, seemed to affect it on almost a biological, like chemical level. Receiver, while you were driving, you also saw something watching you.
Eyes.
Do you think you would mention that to anyone, or do you think you just kind of keep that to yourself?
Yeah. Receiver would. Probably what happened was, as we were driving back, when we passed the same spot, because it happened when I was on the way there, I believe. As we were driving back, okay, so there were some eyes there watching me earlier. It's like 65% chance it was just like a Arctic fox, but I think they might know that we're coming.
Then we can't be too careful. Just follow me down, and I'm just gonna have my flashlight and my pistol out.
Okay, then. I believe all of you can just have a flashlight as pretty standard equipment. Some of you have them in your, stuff. Like, I'm looking at Jonas's sheet. You have a tactical flashlight.
Yeah,
So I'm sure you've got that out right now.
Can I also grab my pistol while I was at the...
Yeah, no, whatever inventory stuff you guys have, as long as it's not too crazy, you could have it on you right now.
My flashlight is a high-powered flashlight that was a part of my starting equipment. I don't know if that's going to mean
that's
something,
good to
but
know,
it feels like it
actually.
might.
I think you're on the right track.
You head down, and a rough-built staircase leads you down. You hit the ground there, and it is a dirt tunnel that leads and then bends off into the darkness. It seems to have been excavated out. The tunnel itself here is roughly 6 feet high and is 5 feet wide. Rhino, you're taking the lead?
Yeah, I'm taking point.
Okay, then.
Absolutely.
Technically, you could walk shoulder to shoulder, but it would be a tight squeeze, so I think this is going to be single file. So, who is going right behind Rhino?
Me.
And who is going right behind Remedy?
Rambler.
I was gonna say I'll watch the flank because I have the lights.
Okay, then. So, receiver is in the back.
I'm in the back. I've got my mic set up. I'm recording this.
You are heading down the tunnel. It goes about 50 feet. After 25, you go around that bend. You feel the walls closing in on you. But after about 50 feet, you hit a steel metal door. And right above where the handle is a old style, like, metal analog keypad. One of those 10-digit keypads.
Oh.
I shuffle by. I go, hey, excuse me, hey, hold on. This is my specialty. I can be useful.
Yeah, no, take the reins, receiver.
All right,
I got your back.
Yeah, give me some light. I holster my pistol, and I.
Do you put in those numbers from your intro?
Yes, I put in 30 numbers into the 4-digit keypad.
Nice.
No, but I have SIGINT, I have computer science, and I have a microelectronics kit with Craft Microelectronics.
Okay, then. Do you want to try any numbers before just simply rolling? Because I will tell you guys, this is solvable.
You said it was 10 digits, right?
Well, you don't know how many digits it is, but it's it's just like a 10-digit keypad, like a phone.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I have an idea.
Yeah, I also have an idea. What's your idea, Rambler?
Do 1 6 2 5 1 4 5.
You try that, and after 4 digits, a little red light blinks on it. Doesn't make any noise. It just.
That was also my idea.
What were those numbers?
That was PYNE as numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you could do it as numbers, just like as if it were a cell phone. I just hold up my phone.
Ah.
Yeah. What's I don't know what those would be off the top of my head, but
I don't know off the top of my head either. It's been a while.
7 9 6 3.
The light turns green.
Hey.
Nice.
Good job, guys.
That's wonderful. So receiver leans down, pulls out like soldering iron, monofilament, whatever is in a microelectronics kit, and like starts to pry the panel open. And then Rambler's like, "Hold on," boop, 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 and it opens. We're just
And
like,
the door swings open.
okay. Well, I mean that's good.
I would imagine you're holding the sticky note kind of while you're doing that, and you remember it says across the top there, the stars don't shine down there, which I don't know if that makes sense to any of you guys, but right above you right now
the Starlight
is the Starlight
Diner.
Diner. Yeah.
Yep.
That's because it's underground. I was like, you're right.
I knew it. Yeah.
That still doesn't occur to Rhino.
That's funny.
Always with Andrew, like just cheating me out of my tech rolls.
I'm sorry.
Would you like to still make the roll?
I'm gonna fail it.
You close the door behind them all and you try again.
Yeah, I failed that roll.
That's so funny. Go ahead, mark failure. I don't care. That's funny.
Now you broke the keypad.
All right.
Can't get out.
just the dejected nature of not being able to use it's like I gotta be faster next time.
The door opens to a larger space, lit only by candles and hanging red work lights, giving off an eerie red glow to the entire room. It is difficult to see in there. Well, not too difficult where it'll hinder you guys, but there is a haze to the iron place and your flashlights are still recommended. The circular chamber is roughly 60 feet wide and has 7-foot-high ceilings. Completely mined out of the rock, it seems like this room has been here for a long time. Maybe even longer than the Starlight Diner has been here. In the center of the room is a carved circle into the floor. The circle itself is about 10 feet wide, but the line itself creating the circle is only about 3 inches deep and 2 inches wide. Various symbols and runes have been painted around it using white chalk. Along the wall closest to you guys, so if we imagine this like a clock and where you guys entered in was 12, this would be at 11 and 1, so right next to you guys as you enter in, are old church pews that have been set up for people to sit on. Along the far wall opposite of you guys is a pedestal made of wood, holding a 3-ring binder and a jagged knife. Next to them is a candle and some rope. Behind the pedestal hangs a large drapery. Painted on it is Nyarlathotep's symbol in deep red ink.
Lovely.
I say, hey, I go to training on the range, but I've never actually shot anything anymore. I have this pistol for wild animals. They come up on the cabin, but the park rangers usually deal with that kind of thing. So I'm just a little worried if we actually encounter anything down here that I'm not sure.
Stay behind me, receiver.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm going for. Yeah.
And I think Rhino's going to make his way over to that 3-ring binder, making sure not to step inside the circle.
That's a good idea. Fast, what I want to know from you guys, and I'll give you this option right now, when you headed down, did you close the trap door behind you?
Yes. Receiver would have.
Okay then. When you do that, you notice that there is a rope you can pull to actually move the counter back over you.
Oh, yeah.
As well as, or it's not a rope. It's like a lever that you can sort of mechanically pull and push it along.
It appears that we would be able to move it back out of the way if we needed to leave this way.
Just as easily from
so
down below.
we'd cover it up.
And then secondly, do you guys close the steel door behind you? There's no lock or anything on this side.
Yeah, there's no lock on, so why not?
I mean, yeah, as long as it seems like there would be a way out.
You try the handle before closing it, and it just works.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, somebody said they were going across the room to the boat.
Yeah, Rhino's going to look at that 3-ring binder.
You go across, avoiding the circle in the center, your shadow eerily shining along the different walls cast by these red lights, creating a sort of kaleidoscope effect dancing along the walls as you approach towards that side of the room. You reach out towards the binder, and it is truly just like a plastic 3-ringed binder. You know, it's not especially culty or anything like that, but when you open it up, you see there are pages inside made with a weird light brownish color. Scrawled across them is a text you do not understand. But at the top of each of those pages, and there's only a couple pages. In total, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 pages in total. But along the top of each one is a sticky note put in, slightly translating parts of the text. Is anybody else coming over to look at this?
I'm going to call Rambler over if he's not already making his way over.
Yeah.
I'm recording summoning circle tone.
Okay.
I would follow as well then, yeah.
Okay then. Remedy and Receiver, if you guys want to roll like search checks on the room, just like generic like examining around, I'm super down for that.
Sure.
On my way over, can I just make a quick occult check on the actual runes on that ring, that chalk ring?
Sure.
Thank you. I mean, I'm still not going to step on it either way, but...
No, go ahead, roll occult.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Oh, no, you just have like an 80 in it, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
shit.
nothing super specific that you can get from it. Some of those symbols you might have seen represented elsewhere. They, have various meanings, and when combined together can, potentially result in summonings. But right now it doesn't mean anything to you. But circles are used all the time in rituals, and it seems like this chamber is specifically made for rituals. Whether that is summoning, sacrifice, casting a spell, you're not entirely too sure.
Okay.
However, what you do notice upon examining it further is that even in the red light, you can tell that blood has stained the inside of that circle.
Oh, great.
As when you get close, you get that familiar metallic-y smell.
Yeah.
Smell that, Rhino.
Yeah.
Rambler is like crouched down, like inspecting the ruins, and Receiver's crouched down, kind of 30 degrees around the circle, just recording the circle with her mic. And I just think there's like this camera moment where like Rambler looks up, the camera pans up, Receiver's just there crouched, and there's like the half light illuminates, like, so sacrifices?
Yeah, probably.
Got it.
So much anticipation.
All right. Anyway, continue, Sky.
I rolled a search. I got a 33.
Okay, so that's a
Ooh.
success. Oh,
It's
that's
a
a critical
success.
success. Holy
Yes.
shit. Okay, I will get back to you in just a moment here.
Mm-hmm.
You look through, and Rhino, do you touch the pages at all?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be flipping through them.
Okay, then. Roll me a sanity check as your fingers
Oh, you
glide
found more
along the
skin!
page.
Felt that was coming. All right.
You, recognize that texture right away. Rambler, as soon as you see those pages, they match the page that was in Jacob's room. The one that had the symbol of Nyarlathotep.
Oh, great.
That is a 38 and a success.
Okay, so you succeed. You are fine. You don't take any sanity damage, but it's just that realization that that is a page made of human skin, as well as the raw magics that come off of that page. The sticky notes read out. I will just simply read out the names of the spells here. There is Immortal Messenger, Prayer to the Dark Man, Obscure Memory, Mountain and Sea, Hidden Sun, and Summoner Through Flesh.
So I get the feeling that Summoner Through Flesh is what killed Mackenzie.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Do you go to that page?
Just like having read that, that's just my initial thought. But if that's the last
Okay.
page, then yeah, that's probably what it would be on.
Yeah. You go to that page right there, and it tells of a shapeless creature that must be summoned through a vessel, a servant of Nyarlathotep. What must be done for the ritual is a simple circle must be carved into the ground or into some sort of surface. A summoner of close connection to Nyarlathotep must recite Nyarlathotep's name for over an hour. The vessel, not the summoner, but a vessel must be placed within the circle and have a mark of Nyarlathotep upon their body. Once the summoning is complete, a fast-growing seed is summoned within them. Another note, not directly like this, but through the clues in the context, you get the information that a creature summoned this way can emerge from the host in under 8 hours, but can remain and grow stronger and more powerful inside of a vessel for up to 2 weeks. At that point, they can no longer be contained and will rupture from the person or creature that they are contained within.
my
We
God.
definitely need to start worrying about Jackie-O then. He seems to
Yeah.
have the same kind of burning mark on his arm. That indicates he's a vessel. And it's been about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Anything else in there?
There is a couple of other spells, if you would like me to read any of them back to you.
What was the? It's been about 2 weeks since what?
I guess since Mackenzie died, but or not 2 weeks. It's been
No, it's been
yeah.
two. It's
Yeah,
been 2 weeks since Mackenzie died.
Mackenzie
So I
died.
wouldn't be surprised if it's been about that long for him too.
Sure.
Or at least close to it.
I mean, that's what receiver also suspected that. I just didn't know where the number came from. That's all.
Yeah, sorry. It came from Mackenzie, but
Who Who saw the markings on his arm?
Me and Rhino.
Would you like to both attempt a medicine check for me?
Sure. I would love to attempt a thing that I'm not good at. I have.
Oh, no.
I have 0. I can't.
No, we don't have medicine, yeah.
Oh, okay, then neither of you have medicine, then no.
I have 30 first aid.
Can they explain it to me?
Through a description...
Criminology.
I would probably just believe them.
My most useless skill that I've got taken.
Remedy, you could attempt the check, but I'm going to give you a minus 20 to it.
Okay.
Because it's a second-hand description of an injury that they only saw for a moment. Frankly, I should give you a minus 40, but I'm going to just give you the minus 20.
Better some odds than no odds.
Because you have an 80 in that, don't you?
I do.
Okay. Did you succeed?
Yes. 29.
From what they're describing of the burn, it does not sound like it has had a large time to heal. That is actually fairly fresh. Now, whether that's an hour or a day or 2 days, you couldn't really assess. But it is definitely not 2 weeks.
Okay.
Now, the other spells, if you would like to look at any more of them, was Immortal Messenger, Prayer to the Dark Man, Obscure Memory, Mountain and Sea, and Hidden Sun.
I almost want you to, describe or, say all of them, because I just...
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah,
okay.
What are they?
We're gonna go through all of them.
Yeah.
Also,
so.
I'll just throw this out real quick. So 2 weeks before now would have been basically the day after Mackenzie's last journal entry with those adjusted numbers we got. And 2 weeks before that, I think her earliest entry was after it, talking about the weird ritual they did. So
She had
that's
it
the
for
timeline
about
on that.
2 weeks.
She had it for between 10 and 14 days, yeah.
Okay.
So we're dealing with a pretty big one then.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Love it.
And Jackio's is at least 8 hours old, so could pop out at any moment.
So if we shine a laser pointer at him, we'll be fine.
Yeah, because he's like a cat.
Jeez.
What? Laser? Why?
No, because that's just concentrated beam of light.
Photons.
Oh, okay. I mean, sure. I don't know if it works on the people. They can walk around in this. They're not vampires.
True. So how about those spells?
Okay. While you guys go through the rest of them, we could go through all of them if you guys want.
Yeah, I want to know what they do.
Okay.
The major one I'm interested in is the memory one, because I think that actually might be useful for us, but don't shake your head at me, Jonas.
Look, Delta Green protocols do not engage in any type of magic.
That is patently not true.
Yes, it is.
Agents in the field have delved into magic before.
Yeah, they're not supposed to. It's quickest way to go insane.
It's a guideline.
With a weird pass of the hand and a brief chanted phrase, the ritual can block the target's memory. If you guys would like to know how to do this mechanically, you are going to need to study it for a couple hours in order to know how to do this spell.
We have that kind of time.
Do we?
Do we?
No, that was the joke. Take some photos, Rhino.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
I'll
definitely.
take a picture of each one of these spells.
Okay, you take each one. Here's the stuff that you glean from them, though, real fast. Immortal Messenger is a way to contact Nyarlathotep. Prayer to the Dark Man is a way to summon Nyarlathotep. And the major note on there is to have something ready to offer him. It does not say what, it just simply says to have something ready. Obscure Memory is a way to obscure the memory of people. Mountain and Sea is a strange spell, as it is in regards to contacting great old ones that are buried under mountains. Hidden Sun is a spell to cause sort of a localized eclipse that will follow someone wherever they go.
So someone did that today.
Yes. It says in the text there, it requires someone or something to bond to. An amulet is placed around the person's neck with a depiction of the black sun. The wearer must make a sacrifice by first blinding the sacrifice with a knife before consuming their heart while reciting a prayer to a creature only named the Darkness. And take a lot of sanity damage as well, just letting you guys know right now.
Not something I care to cast.
No.
Yeah.
What would be the point of the eclipse, I guess is...
But the
Turn
way
darkness.
to end it is to destroy the amulet. Technically, you just need to take it off that person, because the object is bonded to that person alone.
Have we seen anybody with an amulet?
You have not seen anyone with any sort of thing like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just a constant eclipse.
As long as the wearer wears it, it will follow them. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, it's just going to be dark until we get the necklace off, regardless.
Which
how
is
time
not
passes.
good if this thing is hurt by sunlight.
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
Remedy, you succeeded a search check.
I sure did.
You look around the room, and the first thing that you notice is over on the side, underneath a blanket, not very well hidden, but a little obscured, is a pile of mining equipment. A large drill, some pickaxe equipment, and with also that critical success, you notice that on every piece of equipment in this pile is a strange rune inscribed on each one of them. Do you pick up any of them, or, examine them further?
If I notice that there's runes on them, I don't think I'm touching them before I draw everyone else's attention to it.
Okay.
To which I would say right now, look, mining equipment with runes. I am afraid to touch them.
Agent Rambler, your expertise?
Yeah, let me take a gander. Let's take a look-see.
Please do.
Okay. Do you want to check for that guy?
You have an 80. It's always so weird with this sort of stuff, because technically you have a lot of occult, but, like, how do you actually know what these spells do, which is pretty funny. You know what? No, I think it does make sense.
I have a bachelor's degree in it.
Yeah, there's, like, bachelor's and master's. I literally know professors in college who, like, knew runes for, like, specific spells and stuff for, like, Egyptian things and stuff like that. So, yeah, this is a rune that comes from, like, ancient Egypt. I guess rune is the wrong term. It's like a hieroglyphic that would render whatever it's on with the proper spell done to it to be completely silent, and whatever it clangs against would also be completely silent.
Wow.
Just gonna do a little tap on the ground, not enough to, like, crack anything, but just kind of test it out.
Yeah. Does anybody want to roll me?
Did you say, wait, you're going to crack the ground with one of the tools?
No, I'm going to tap it. No, like, specifically, I'm not going to crack the ground. I'm just going to
you're picking up one of the tools.
Yeah.
Or you tap it on the ground. Two things. One, yes, it makes no sounds to you or anyone around you, but the noise is replaced by these slithering worm sounds.
Ugh.
Like something is sliding along and rendering everything silent. It's not loud, it's quiet, and it's painful. And I'm going to need you to roll a sanity check.
Fair.
Just him?
Just him. He's the only one who heard that.
Okay, so we don't hear. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
We hear nothing.
It's like
He
if
hears
noise-canceling
gross noises.
headphones did it by making horrible noises.
I pass.
You passed. Okay, 0. It was just a 0-1. Okay.
Yeah, that was not pleasant. I did not like that.
Remedy. The other thing that you notice while you're down here, as you turn to your fellow agents to get them to come over, you know, they walked away from that podium with that tapestry behind it, that ceiling to floor length tapestry, and you watch as it sort of ruffles just simply from them walking past it, you know, throwing up air. And you think for a second there that you see there isn't a wall behind it.
So I check it.
You pull it aside and reveal a 5-foot high, 4-foot wide tunnel leading elsewhere into the ground.
Guys, check this out.
This tunnel seems much fresher excavated. Whereas the tunnel that you came through and the room that you're standing in, there's not really any debris on the ground. Things are sort of rounded off where people have stepped or touched or just worked on over many, many years. This seems new. There's dirt and debris on the ground. The walls are very rough and hewn, and the safety supports are more modern.
Yikes.
Have we covered everything in this room?
I believe so.
Before we go, part of me wants to disrupt this circle here before we leave it.
Might not be a bad idea.
Agent receiver. First of all, Rhino, I assume you take pictures of everything in the room.
I've taken pictures of every spell in the book, the sigils that people point out to me.
I would ask you to get pictures of all the equipment, all the runes on the circle, all the bits in the book. And then when you said just disrupting the circle, I say, might be dangerous to interfere, but if we can safely disrupt the integrity of the design here.
Cool. Rhino's going to grab one of those pickaxes that don't make any noise and go right at the circle.
Okay.
As you lift the pickaxe above your head, you all hear a noise that can only be the trapdoor opening.
Oh.
The scraping sound of that table gliding along the room, and then the trapdoor opening. It is 50 feet down a hall with a metal door in between. So it is a very subtle sound, but you all are trained agents and would hear it, especially as the weapon, or as the thing you are wielding, generates no sound anyway. So you hear that before you can strike, and what I want to know, what does everyone do?
The pickaxe is going down on the ground.
I try and grab Rhino's arm.
Yeah, I try to get behind the tapestry.
Okay then, Remedy, you duck behind the tapestry. Rhino, you're still smashing the circle?
Yeah.
Okay. Receiver, you wanted to try and stop him?
Yeah.
That would be...
Can I do a Looney Tunes and just like slip the pickaxe out of his hands as he raises it up over his head?
So what would that be? That would be
bureaucracy.
They won't attack anyone
rock,
here.
paper, scissors.
Unarmed combat?
Yeah, unarmed combat, I guess. Or stealth.
Those are the same for me.
I'm good at both of those. I'm better at unarmed combat.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a contest to try and stop.
Cool, I fail.
Okay, Rhino?
I succeeded with the 31.
Yeah, Rhino, Receiver tries to grab it, to try and stop you. It does just for a moment, and in that moment, if you continue your swing, then please make a...
Sanity?
No, not sanity, because you're just simply trying to destroy the circle here, so that's going to be...
Melee, maybe?
Yeah, so just make a melee attack.
Or this could just be a strength check.
Make a strength check. Just do a normal strength check.
Sure. I'm better at that than I am at melee, so...
Yeah.
It makes more sense. You're right.
That's a 94.
Oh my god. Your pickaxe clangs into the ground. Make a sanity check.
It doesn't clang. There's no sound.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
It hisses
the
into
pickaxe into the ground.
Silently slams into the circle, but it's just not enough to break it. You probably do make a dent in it, but it is not enough to disrupt it. What's your sanity check?
A 3.
Oh, that's very good.
Okay.
Great.
Yep. So you succeed.
Agent Rhino, someone's coming. Toss the axe.
Yeah, I can hear that. I'm just trying to finish the...
They don't know we're here. Toss the axe.
Damn it.
Rambler, where do you go?
I'm going to join Remedy behind the tapestry, but I'm going to try to start setting up some of those lights. Just like put them on the ground towards the doorway.
Okay then. It is only a 4-foot wide hallway, so you could probably put like 4 of them in a row right there.
Okay.
Without risking too much overlap from the wires there. Rhino and Receiver, you are sort of in the center of the room. You hear from behind the door there, the metal door, the muffled voices. You hear one voice go,
"We should wait. It doesn't make sense to do it right now. We should wait for the season."
And you hear another voice,
"Now I need you to hush. They know something. I mean, they were making calls to Washington. I don't know what that was about, but they were making calls. It doesn't make sense. Hush now. You are not the one in charge. You are not the speaker here."
As that got more southern than Wisconsin than I wanted it to, but we're just rolling with it. As the door starts to open, Receiver, Rhino.
Drop the axe. Let's go.
Yeah, I think
There are basically 2 places you could hide right now. You could go for the curtain. Now it's already cramped back there because those 2 are back there. Technically, the hallway leads way far back, and you could all sort of stand.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna go back there.
Or there are the church pews by the door that you could duck behind.
is the equipment not big enough to hide behind?
You could hide behind the equipment.
That's kind of where I was going to head.
Okay, I was heading for the curtain.
Okay then. Receiver, you duck behind the curtain as well. It is cramped back there with the three of you. Rhino, you duck behind the table there.
Flashlight off, gun out.
Okay, flashlight off,
Yeah,
gun out. I
flashlight's
love
off.
the visual there.
Same with the gun.
As it's sort of a rack focus, like focused on you as blurry, the door like swings open and we see two figures enter in. Who is the receiver? You're the closest to the curtain. The other two can't really look around you without getting super squished. David, your light set up on the ground. Actually, receiver, go ahead and make me a dexterity check.
A success. I did something right.
You run in there, and just before you're about to go crashing into the lights that Stanford set up, you manage to sort of move around them, step in between them, and not crash into both Remedy and Rambler there. Rhino, you're the closest, so you hear the conversation continue on. They already know too much. We need to enact it now. Doesn't make sense for us to wait anymore. There'll be plenty of them. The man responds back.
I understand. Still, would be better if we could get a larger crop.
You know how I feel when you call it like that.
It's what it feels like, farming these people.
It's in the name of the world, though. This will make things right. As they walk over to the ritual book, the man standing behind her as she starts to flip through it. What do all of you do?
Oh, man. Rhino looking around at the equipment that's nearby him. Is there, like, a piece of chalk or something that was used to carve the runes on the equipment?
We'll say that there's just, like, a little pebble by your feet. But, chalk... Roll me a luck check.
Pebbles,
Why not? Let's do a luck check.
Sure, I'll roll... So I have... it's a 50-50, and I have this beautiful Eldritch coin that Sky got me in a set of dice of mine. So I'm
that's
flip
so
that
Oh,
instead.
yeah.
So we're gonna flip a coin instead of
love
rolling
it.
the
I love
percentage
it.
die, if you're okay with that. Here we go. That is a 1. That's a failure.
Oh!
No.
Okay, then. There's no chalk. There's a little pebble, though.
I'll take the pebble,
What,
and I
what
want
was
to.
your plan?
I'll
You
tell
wanted to silence his gun.
Yeah, exactly. I want to try and carve the rune on the handle of my gun.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Okay, then. Go ahead and... what would that be? What would that be?
Could be occult.
I mean,
I
you're
guess.
basically... You're attempting
occult.
a ritual without knowing how to attempt the ritual here. So, what we're going to do is... Because this is not...
We're gonna hope for the best.
This is not something in the book. This is something that I made up. That I didn't think you would do. So, what I'm going to have you do here is as you're carving it in, you feel those whispers start pushing against your brain. You feel this strange feeling trying to invade your body right now as it
Gosh.
writhes and lashes against you. Your hand wanting to move out of the way, like jut out and strike out. And what I'm going to need from you right now is, first of all, you are going to take, this is going to cost you 3 will points and immediately 1 sanity.
3 will points. Okay. And 1 sanity.
And then after that, as just simply the initial cost, I want you to make me a sanity check.
And it's after I lose the sanity, yeah?
It's already after you lost the 1. That is simply cost
Okay.
of doing business.
Okay.
Think about how dope
I
it
have
would be,
a
though.
better than 50-50 shot still, so...
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, let's see if it plays out. Missed it by that much.
No.
My sanity is a 53. I
God.
rolled a 57.
Oh,
No.
This
Well,
is
Could have been worse.
this is gonna hurt, as you are going to take 1d6 sanity damage.
could be 1.
There's
Okay.
only a 33% chance of a mental break.
Yeah. So, Casey, would you like to roll it or should I?
I'll roll it. I'll roll it. That's a 5.
Cool.
Okay.
We
then.
have some rules to look at.
Oh, this was a bad idea, guys.
It was.
For a short time, you cannot control your agent's actions. Your primitive brain switches to pure panic with one of 3 possible responses: flee, struggle, or submit. So flee is you run away at top speed. Struggle is lash out at the nearest threat. Submit is pass out from shock.
Oh no, I think I know which
I
one
don't
he's
think
gonna do.
flee makes sense. So I think either struggle or submit makes sense to me, Sky. I don't know what you're feeling. You're more probably
Which is the one
struggle.
where you attack?
I think Rhino might be
I
blasted.
think in this pure moment, those whispers get into your head, and we watch as you lock up. The rune works. There's like this little black wisp that like trails off of it as your gun is now permanently silenced.
Okay.
And using it will not render you any sanity damage. You, however, something clicks. Those things, whatever it was, those whispers from a god, those strange, invisible creatures, whatever it was, get into your head. And what I want to know right now is this: do you think Rhino would just simply pass out? Or do you think that would make Rhino lash out?
I think it's dependent on you what the whispers are saying and how that kind of feels overall. Like, if it's just kind of whispers, it could go either way without any direction, you know?
You hear this whisper the first time anything's said in English. And it sounds like it's coming from 1,000,000 miles away, but yet is right next to you. As it just simply says, "Use us. Use us." As the only thing to do right now is to use that gun and kill someone.
Pop, pop!
Someone.
I think it's going right at who I can only assume is Alexandra.
Yeah, okay then. You pop out and you aim your gun at Alexandra. You pull the trigger?
Yeah.
Okay then. Please roll an attack for me.
Sure.
Oh,
I
no.
am very proficient with handguns. So let's go ahead and
Please get a crit. That'd be pretty funny.
It would. It really would.
Like, this is bad, but a
Um,
crit would be
pretty
great
good.
right now.
I failed. Because
Oh,
I can't
God.
roll
Casey.
fucking low on these dice.
Oh my god.
My threshold.
weighted
I
dice
needed
don't
to
work
roll
here.
a 70 and I rolled a fucking 87.
Is there? Could he maybe get? Can maybe get 12/20 because he's got the drop on them?
You've got the drop on them. I'll give you the plus 20.
Yay!
All right, there we
I
go.
Thank
think
you,
that-
Sky.
Thank
it's
you,
a silenced
Jonas.
weapon. It makes total sense. As this silent, it makes no noise. You hear the whispers again, but again, your vision is tunneling right now, and you aim the gun as it flies across. And roll the damage.
All right, it's a D10 of damage.
It's a D-ton of damage. Bam, bam, bam.
That's 4.
4 damage as this bullet shoots across and hits her in the shoulder blade, flying through it. For you guys on the other side, suddenly a hole appears in the mat itself, red light shining through as you hear Alexandra cry out. She goes, "Ah!" And she turns around immediately, the force having come from behind her. She whips around to see you standing there, and she looks at you, her voice changing suddenly to this echoey, shadowy voice, and she calls out,
Thomas Whittibane, I knew you would come and try and stop us. There is no stopping the inevitable. We will plunge this world into chaos again and make it right.
As she has the knife in her hand, you watch, she grabs Jackio, and Jackio does not resist. He is standing in the circle right behind her, as she simply plunges the knife into his gut
What the heck?
and rips it out, blood flowing onto the ground. You watch this, as suddenly you see talons push out from the man, ripping easily through flesh, rib, organ, and everything else, and just simply starts tearing away this viscous black goop flowing out of him onto the ground that then seems to congeal and morph into a strange bat-looking creature about the size of a dog, eyes running down its body, flowing in and out. You see that iridescent green as it looks across at you and just simply goes, "Ow!
Sky, what the heck?
That is where we'll end our session.
No! Sky, what the heck?
Okay.
I say
It's a
again.
baby.
That is what I wanted. I wanted the spook to come out.
Yeah. Thank you all for playing so much. I hope you guys
Oh,
had a
God.
great time. And I hope you
My
guys are
rolls are-
excited
No!
for next
I mean,
session.
yes, but no!
Give me
We
more.
could easily be done next or the following
Oh,
session. We
oh,
got
don't say
one or two
that.
episodes left to this. Oh, we are fast approaching a finale here, and I am so excited. All right. Well, does anybody have any level ups they would like to do? I didn't forget again.
No, I think I passed everything.
I was perfect
everything.
once more.
Perfect.
Once more, Rhino.
I think I only failed that strength, and then also the sanity. But yeah, I think it was just the strength, so I get nothing.
It's all good. Receiver.
Yeah, I failed a lot. Let's roll D4. All right, I gained 1 craft microelectronics. Let's roll another D4. I gained 2 stealth. All right, that's all I got.
That's
All
pretty
right.
Now
good.
you got the unarmed combat, receiver. Unarmed combat against me.
Oh yeah.
I counted that as stealth because Sky said stealth would
Yeah.
also work.
Oh, okay.
Does anybody have anything they would like to plug?
Yes, come check out my Twitch. Twitch.tv/Majora's Rose. Yes, and I haven't done this one in a while. At Rachel Kordell for personal social media things. Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is.
Woo!
linktr.ee/Tintenseher. Thank you very much.
Go ahead and check out Blue Hundreds back on Kickstarter.
Woo!
We are fundraising to shoot more of this feature that my friend Andre is trying to shoot, and I am a detective who is hopefully a little bit more competent than Thomas. So check that out, share the link, and maybe I'll shoot something. Who knows?
Maybe. Who
Ooh.
knows?
Do it.
Could happen.
You like this podcast?
Yeah, I do like this podcast.
Me too. Why
Wow.
not leave a review? I mean,
Yeah,
we're not allowed, so at least you can go do it. I mean, we could, but I mean, morally, that's kind of in a gray area.
I don't
mean,
know. I feel like maybe we should get some bots, and then we should go leave a couple thousand reviews. You know, I think it would be a good idea.
that's how most people
No.
start off.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, you know what? I failed one more skill.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's right here. I can't tell. My sheet's corrupted. It's right here.
Oh,
It's
got
what does
firearms.
it say?
Rachel, do you have a copy?
Oh,
Yeah.
it looks like I have a copy right here, actually. It's
Oh,
not
so
corrupted at all. It
convenient.
says goodbye!
Goodbye.
Strange skill. Hold on, that's a skill? Goodbye is a skill in this game?
Nailed it.
It's my skill.
Can I use that skill at the beginning of next session? Because I think I'm going to need it.
Whoop.
You might need
It's
it.
funny,
you might
'cause
be
we're gonna
screwed
die.
right now, Rhino.
Getting to the goodbye is my favorite thing. Everything.
Bye!